Okay, the final demonstration of the ALL detection system. That's the Acute Lymphoblastic Leukemia detection system for Magic Leap 1. The data that you're seeing in front of you is real data, and it comes from the Acute Lymphoblastic Leukemia image database for image processing by our contact Fabio Scotti at the Università of Milano. So how it works is there's an artificial intelligence that lives on a Raspberry Pi 4, which is connected to the highest network. When we hit the data blocks with the laser, it sends the data through the highest network to the artificial intelligence, which then determines if it is acute lymphoblastic leukemia positive or negative. The test data that we're using is labelled, so we know in advance which are negative or positive, and we can use that information to verify the classifications from the artificial intelligence. In the real world, the data would not be labelled, so that would not be possible. The red blocks that you are seeing are true positives, and that means that the artificial intelligence correctly identified acute lymphoblastic leukemia. The magenta blocks are false positives, and that means that the artificial intelligence incorrectly identified acute lymphoblastic leukemia. The green blocks are true negatives, and that means that the artificial intelligence correctly identified that there was no acute lymphoblastic leukemia in those slides. The cyan block is a false negative, and that means that the artificial intelligence incorrectly identified that there was no acute lymphoblastic leukemia in that sample, but in fact there was. In the real world, false negatives and false positives are bad, but false negatives are the worst case scenario. False negatives mean telling a patient that they don't have acute lymphoblastic leukemia when they actually do. But false positives are also bad because it would mean telling a patient that they do have acute lymphoblastic leukemia when they don't, and could possibly mean subjecting them to treatment that they don't need. Obviously, chemotherapy is a very harsh treatment, so it's not something that anybody would want to undergo unless they actually had leukemia. To reset the application, you just hit the reset button, and that resets the application back to its original state. The code for this application is open source and will be available on our GitHub soon. The dataset is also open source, but you have to apply for it, and we will provide the links in the video for both the code repository and the dataset.